The end of Snapshots is on the horizon. That is the end event for Snapshot Season 8. So I think this is the perfect time to go back over the Season 8 before this map, before we say goodbye to this island forever. Okay, so firstly, we're going to return to the island name, which is Season 7. Now, I did cover this in the last video, in part 3. However, a little bit did change between the end, or there's one of them, between the end of that, between that video and the end of Season 7. So firstly, boom, we've got the Doomsday device at Timber Towers. Yeah, that's right. Timber Towers was once again destroyed. I did tease it in that video. I said, if Timber Towers ever gets destroyed, it won't come back. So that is it. And that is Timber Towers done forever. So, rip. It wasn't that good of a POI anyway, but yeah, so here we've got this massive Doomsday device. So basically what this did in the finale, I'll link it down below so you can go watch it, but basically it powered up and it tore a rift in the sky, and it used all of the power of the loop to basically to charge itself, all the energy on the island from the Genesis core down there in the underground, channel that into a massive laser which is underground, which then fired at the Genesis core, blowing it up and subsequently destroying the entire rest of the island. So yeah, that's the first change. Second change, over at Retail Road, a small update was made about a week after the video. Basically, when I was recording that video, I realized that Retail Road's Rocky Road, rather, the primal version, wasn't very accurate to the original. There were some extra buildings that were basically cut content from when an early idea for Season 7 was that Timber Towers is going to be primalized as well eventually. It's going to get corrupted. However, this did not come to fruition, so instead I stuck a couple of the buildings I made for that in here. But those got removed, this cool wall got added around the edges. The corruption spread all the way to the edge here, to this little coast, which was used as a set piece in the wildlife update trailer. And finally, moving all the way up north, we have the Division. This is a crossover with Fortnite, which is probably the most popular Fortnite Creative Battle Royale to ever exist. It's by Dude Creates, a very chill fellow. So yeah, this is a really cool POI. I made a whole trailer for it and everything, and it's absolutely huge. The map isn't updated yet, but you can see it takes up a huge amount of space. It takes up what used to be the here it is. Look at that. It is so huge when you compare it to like a rainy ridge there, which obviously is a smaller POI already. But yeah, this inhabits what used to be originally Crystal Castle, and then the sort of like Crystal Lake. So yeah, we've got a couple of cool buildings. They're very agency style. Got Sky's room here. Simply for memory, for while I was making the event, I did take out the mechanics, but you could come in here, complete a mythic quest by searching specific items in this room to unlock a mythic scar and a mythic grappler, which is the same as it is in Fortnite Episode 2 Season 3. So yeah, there's the Fortnite POI, and that is it for the Season 7 map. And now on to the main event, which is Season 8 Split. This is the current season, as of recording this in March 2023, and this will be the last season of the current map, of the current storyline, of the current snapshots. So, here we are. This is by far the biggest look at all the collab POIs on the right side. It's so stacked, and there's like 2 on this side. But yeah, this is the biggest change to snapshots ever, and probably one of the biggest changes to a mini BR ever. So let's take a look around. Firstly, we've got Collision Core here. We've got the Genesis core exposed once again for the second time. The first time was during Season 5, where it floated in the sky. Here it's quite close to the ground. It's got this really cool, like, almost like an atom-shaped set of rings around it, kind of like in Fallen Ring. We've got the Lush Lake. Lush Lake was brought back in Season 7, and here it is still. It's been destroyed. One of the lake houses is here. The other one is all the way over here, sort of floating off. The stone circle is still here, but it's destroyed as the explosion sort of sent this up here. Over here we've got the bashed blimp, which is still here from the Season 4 finale. I always thought it was really cool how there's one bit of debris from the Fallen Ring finale stuck around. I love just event map changes. I've tried to do them every time, like there's an event like how it's not here anymore, but there was the remains of the Titan after Titanfall. The remains of Zero Edges, everything. Over here we've got Blossom Bluffs. This is the only POI to remain fully intact from the Season 7 map. It fully survived, and so did some of the land around it. Now, originally it wasn't going to survive. It was actually Empire's idea when I was developing Split to actually have like a huge chunk of terrain just to have an area that felt more substantial, and I think that was a really great call, honestly. You can see there's even like little bits of debris from the Archipelago and stuff over here. We'll get to you. You can see there's also these outer islands that I added. I thought these look really cool. These are inspired by the ones you can see around the Chapter 4 island and around like Spawn Islands and stuff. There's even like desert and snow ones, and there's a bunch of different like scenes that you can't get to in game, but you can see off in the distance, which I think is really cool. Over here we've got one of the returning things. Quite a lot of buildings came back from past seasons, basically just due to shenanigans with the core, but I thought it would be a really cool little Easter egg to have some. So this is the garden center from Caddy Course, which was actually what Blossom Bluffs replaced in Season 6, so it felt fitting. The sign isn't here because that was an unreleased prop that Epic removed at the start of Chapter 4. So that's a shame. Over here we've got Fractured Fjord, which is the remains of Festive Fjord, and really the whole snow biome, because we've got one Festive Fjord building, another Festive Fjord building over here, one of the little like Ice King's castle pieces, and the Frostfest cabin that was added in Season 7. And over here I thought it would be really cool to bring back part of the Wild West POI. It's technically, it still existed on the map, it was just frozen under ice from Season 6 to the end of Season 7, so one building from this POI remained. I don't think I showed this off in the Season 5 video, but I thought it was always kind of funny how I had a little prison cell with an ice machine. It's a non-functional ice machine. I think at one point it was a functional ice machine you could open, but because those aren't in this season, it's just a prop. But yes, like modern technology's been locked away there. I don't know, I thought it was kind of cool to have a bit of desert here. Great big ice chunk here as well. Over here we've got the remains of Nomi Grove. Nomi Grove has been like weirdly a cult classic POI, like it's got a bit of a fan base in the community, which honestly shocked me, as it was sort of a low effort POI made like entirely of unreleased buildings that I recreated. That were basically just leftover assets from like years ago, but I don't know, it's still pretty cool. It's the Gas and Grub landmark from Chapter 2 remade, but yeah, that survived, and the gnomes are here too. We've got an underground drill there. We've got this one car with the logs on the back that has survived since the start of the entire game. It's always been in the game, so that's pretty cool. The Shifty Shore landmark, the watchtower survived. I think that's pretty cool. Over here we've got the Rocky Road gas station. It was destroyed because of the corruption, but it's still here, as is the Durburger from Rocky Road as well. Got a bit of a destroyed area there, just random terrain. Here is Wrecked Woods, the remains of Flora Forest, which has just not gotten a break, but hey, it's a named POI again, good job. It's got a big hole in the middle. Yeah, it is literally just a forest, there's not really much to it over there. Over here we've got another building from Rocky Road. This is the PC Cafe. That survived for some reason. The corrupted bridge also survived. I always thought that was kind of cool. I actually really like how that turned out. That purple bridge got sort of corrupted with the biome in Season 7, so that made it over too, as did the honey building, the X-Rail reference from Rocky Road. A lot of Rocky Road survived. It got really spread out though. Really spread out. This one building, this one pink building from Exotic. Not building, so it's one big pink tree from Exotic. It's still here, as always. As is this. This is Split Stacks, or Slanty Stacks, or Slurpy Stacks. They're still here. They never go away. They're basically here just because of the iconography of them. I thought it's kind of iconic to the Snapshots Island to always have these sort of two cooling towers in the top right, although this time they're sort of pushed in more because I added more later in development to the outside. See that here? This is all that survived of classy crops, just literally the crops and the condo sign. I don't know, I thought that was kind of funny. We've got a ruined house here. We've got the remains of Rainy Ridge, Rifted Ridge. It's just the sign here, and then we've got the dusty diner floating off into space. Over here, Crystal Castle is back as Callback Castle. This was the biggest returning location, and I thought this was super cool to bring back an old fan favorite POI and an old personal favorite POI of mine that I always kind of regretted removing in Season 6. Like, it was the right time for it to go because it had served its purpose, you know. It was set up in Season 3, and then at the end, in the Season 5 finale, it served its purpose of revealing one of the Nexus diamonds, you know, a crystal. See this here? The big tower is floating off into space, though. However, the location that replaced it also survived, even though that got replaced by a location over there. So, yeah, there's some timey-wimey shenanigans there, but yeah, the lake is here just without any water. This is all that survived of Combine Corner, because let's be honest, no one really cared about this POI. Got the Divided, which is the division from Season 7, the Fortnite POI. This is all that survived. Sky's room, a little bit around it, the main gate, and then part of the wall over here. Over here we have Diced Diners, which this is the Station 99 actually. Yeah, this is the Station 99 building, which is, yes, it is literally the exact same building as this over here. This one came first, but it wasn't. This one came to snapshots first. So, yeah. And then we've got the Pizza Pit building from Neo Timber, which I thought was a cool throwback. So yeah, it's a bit of a diner area. The lighthouse is all the way over here. This survived. Hooray. Except it doesn't have the lighthouse beam anymore because they removed that prop with Chapter 4 as well. Moving on over to Spawn Island. I really like the way Spawn Island came out. It was redesigned in Season 6. And yeah, it has we've got the battle bus here with this cool, like, slight redesign. It's got the thing on the back so it can, like, blast off into space. We've got, like, parts floating away, buses and trees floating away. I don't know, I just like the way it looks. It looks cool to me. It's probably my favourite variant of Spawn Island that I've done thus far. Now onto the collab content, well, besides Fortnite, which I already covered. Over here we have Timbertorn, which is Timber Town from X Royale Ultimate, or the northern half of it. Originally this had the branded balloons from X Royale Ultimate Season 1, but those got removed because of memory after a few weeks. Yeah, this is a cool little area. This is the first POI to get implemented. It's got the bridge floating off. Originally I wanted to have the southern half of the POI, but as I added more collabs, I realized that the memory was just not going to hold up. However, this little hut got brought over too. So yay! Here we have Harvey's house. This is a remake of a house from the Fortnite Chapter 3 island, which was north of the Daily Bugle. However, this house is also popularly associated with Harvey Plays, a YouTuber, concept creator, etc. And as a little tribute to him, I put a remake he did into snapshots as a mini collab thing, and it's got another little shack of Chayton back here. Up north, we've got the big old Arius collab. This is the biggest collab POI in the map, I think. Gapwood Gorge, or Greenwich Gorge from Arius Season 1. It's pretty cool. It's the eastern half specifically, so again, the bridge cuts it off, but Nova and I worked on this together, and I think it turned out really nicely. You even got, like, the sign floating off. You've got the unique mechanics, like the soda you can purchase, and the vending machines that use battle bucks, because that is the snapshot's currency. It's a cool POI. It's very distinctive. Like, people could figure out what it was from the trailers from the start of the season. I thought it was really cool, just from, like, these iconic, really tall trees. And there were a few teasers in the game like this. There's also the Ranger Watchtower. I brought over one of the Ranger Watchtowers from the Arius map because I thought those were a cool, distinctive part of that map. Moving on to the 1, 2, 3, 4 collab POIs over here. Firstly, we've got Familiar Fault. This is the Lucky's Royale collab. This is Familiar Factory from Lucky's Royale Chapter 2 Season 1. I really liked this place. It felt like a mix of, like, Dirty Docks and Slippy Swamp. I thought it was nice. So we brought over one factory building, a big old factory building, a small little outpost there, and then a very small little building over here. Over here we've got Severed Shrine, which is I think it's called Tropic Temple. It's from Ultra Royale Colossus by Jaff. Yeah, this is a really cool one. This is definitely the smallest collab POI besides Harvey's, which is like a mini collab of sorts. It's really highly detailed, and it's really cool to just walk inside and experience this. And look at that. That's so cool. Next up, we've got Starfall Smash. This one's getting added this weekend. This is an upcoming POI. This is from Starfall by Lytton. It's a really cool sort of arid lava, like burned biome with all sorts of different things. It's got like these Hunter's Haven style buildings, which I think are really, really cool. I really love the style of this POI and that map in general. It's a really good map. And then finally over here we've got Temple Tearaway, which is from Project Novus by Arctic Wolf. And another really cool little POI. Arctic and Jaff helped me a lot on this one actually. They really sort of carried that project. We've got quite a few buildings. We actually need to take a reality tornado to get up to one of them, which I think is really cool, like this. Reality tornadoes are a cool little feature in Season 8 exclusively. There's a building up here, they're like sanctuary style buildings. There's a building over here, like a dockyard thing, and there's another building over there. So yeah, that is pretty much it. That is the Season 7 and 8 maps of Snapshots. It's kind of crazy how far this map's come from just a simple map with a very Chapter 2 inspired layout to this absolutely destroyed, very Fracture inspired floating chunks in space. But yeah, I'm really excited to show what happens to this map next and to continue to experience this this story with you guys and to tell this story of a fun map and create interesting experiences for you guys. So be sure to tune into the end soon, and well, I hope we will make it, that's for sure. See you on the flip side.